Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host, Gamer K. And yeah, aside from that Funko review last week, I haven't been on camera for about 2 months, so it's time to get back into things. And what better way than to go into the wizarding world of Harry Potter prequel something or Hogwarts Legacy. And to help me out with this video is my best friend E. And he brought us some nice wands, so hopefully... Wait, these things don't actually work, do they?
They're just props. They don't actually shoot things. I
don't know, Ed. I mean, I watched Top the Fourth Wall enough to know that sometimes the weird stuff acts weird on YouTube. Alright, so what we are doing in this video is... It's another idea video.
What?
And oh my god, this one might be one of the best ones ever, hopefully. It is a sequel idea video for Hogwarts Legacy. We will be covering, oh shoot. I still don't know how to hold this correctly.
The way I'm holding it.
We will be talking about sequel ideas for this game that's pretty, I gotta admit, I did not think the game was going to be doing this well.
I mean, it was the top seller in all of its field. On the PC, on the PlayStation, on the Xbox.
PC graphics still need a little tweaking.
Need a little work, and yeah. But it was the top seller. Mainly because of the controversy around the game.
Can we not get into that controversy, please? I'm trying to be a controversy-free channel.
No, yeah, but there was a bunch of controversy around it, and people...
I'm glad it failed. I'm glad it failed because he brought the game over a couple months ago, and I started playing my own file, and it was pretty good for a couple things. So we will be going over story, gameplay mechanics, how things can be improved, what stuff can be taken out, and overall side missions, boss fights, mini games, all that good stuff. Okay, are you sure these things aren't going to do anything?
Possibly?
You know what? I'm going to try to bring up our first point. Huh. Okay, either I'm good at editing or that actually worked.
Huh.
I think I'm better at editing. Yeah. Anyway, we're going over the basic story for right now. So we won't be giving away a lot of happened like in the first game. Like not
at this point, most people have played the game or at least seen enough of it to know what happened. So
yeah, that's
someone
fair.
Who hasn't, spoilers.
Hang on.
But
see, it works.
Right.
So yeah, spoiler warning is in effect for people who haven't played the game. I honestly haven't played the whole game, but I've watched the whole game. Okay.
I played the whole thing, seen the ending, seen
4 times.
Well,
more than that.
Yeah, because there's 4 houses there's 4 houses, and I played on the PC and the thing. So right now, counting about 5.
There is nothing he won't do for gaming. So going into the story, I think a good idea, because again, with a sequel like this, we can't really do the exact same thing again, but just with a different villain, because so many other games do that, and it sucks.
So we can't go after the repository of ancient emotional magic.
No, please, God, no.
No, because that shit was locked away. We're done with that.
So it was locked.
Yeah, it's done with. It's over and done with. We do not have to deal with that bullshit anymore.
You're good though, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, it's our 6th year, and new students are coming in, and maybe some new professors, because God knows we need to have some different characters.
Well, we do have to replace Professor Fig.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully a different headmaster, because the headmaster Black.
Make sure you say it properly, or else I might get demonetized.
Headmaster Professor Black, the guy in charge of the school, is a dick.
He is. Like, I just played the game for like a couple days and a couple hours, and every time he was on screen, I want someone different. I miss Dumbledore. I miss I would rather have Newt be the headmaster if he's around this time, which he probably isn't. No, he's not.
Oh, the Professor Weasley that's in the game would have been a better headmaster.
Headmaster Weasley. Can we not think about that, please?
This Weasley's actually competent.
Yeah. So I think, okay, yeah, I'm gonna say this right off the bat. I'm stealing ideas from from the fourth movie because there's no other movie that actually has a good idea.
Yeah, not even 3 with the escaping of
The prisoner.
Because the only prisoner that we would know of at this point that we actually sent there ourselves
Sebastian
would be Sebastian, the guy who teaches us the 3 unforgivable curses.
Seriously, did anyone ever think he wasn't going to be a bad guy in any shape or form? Seriously?
Well, he's not technically a bad guy. He's just trying to cure his sister of a curse.
I would just, again, we'll go off on that a little bit later when it comes to later in the story. So I say, I'm stealing an idea from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 3, the black sheep of the GX seasons. Yeah. So, I say, because of the stuff that happened last year, let's have something fun and different. Aside from doing schoolwork and everything else,
and side quests and all
that, we bring three different schools with 3 students each, and either a professor or a headmaster, to kind of like an inter academy competition program, kind of like the Goblet of Fire, but not life threatening.
Yeah, because they only brought 3 schools in.
2. No, they only brought 2.
They only brought 2, but there was 3 schools involved: Hogwarts and then the other 2. Hence why it's called the Tri-Wizard Tournament.
Yeah, but we skip all that. So obviously we get Bo Batten's
Grom School, and then the school that doesn't use wands. I forget what the bloody name is. And they have a different sorting system too.
We do that, and we get new characters. And during the first little bit of the and obviously the main character, we're immediately driven in right into the tournament because plot.
Main character, plot armor, whatever you want to call it.
What we could do is like first 2 hours of the bit of the game, we start to learn the new mechanics, we start to learn the new controls, we start to do a small game, and then one of the competitors, obviously, we're not going to kill off every character, we're not going to bring in characters just to kill them off. I mean, who do you think we are?
EA?
I was going to say Attack on Titan.
That works too.
So one character gets hexed or cursed and is injured, and then a giant marking of an unknown sigil is marked on the ground without anyone noticing, except for a couple of the teachers who kind of worry,
but they kind of know what that symbol means, and they're worried about it. But
so the headmaster, after realizing that we are kind of in the middle of something else again after last year's fantastic adventure. Seriously, why would anyone go to Hogwarts? There is a chance of you dying and getting hexed. It's safer to live in Gotham as a bank teller.
Actually, that is true.
So obviously, because we're the main character, we're being told to somewhat investigate to see if any of the students from the other schools or Hogwarts or some of the professors are involved in anything that should be, checked up on, while we also do everything else in the game.
Schoolwork, the competition,
and going back to our man Sebastian, I would love a main mission where once we discover some information, we find out that one person who knew the sigil from a book, and obviously there's a library system in Hogwarts, right?
Yeah, they have a library and they have a forbidden section, but you don't actually get to read any of the books.
I mean someone who checked out books. Like, do they have like a library card system where you can tell who read which book?
I mean, the librarian would keep a file on that.
That's what I meant. So we find out that Sebastian was reading up on something that we need in this certain book.
Because he was trying to...
But pages are missing.
Because he was trying to find a cure for his sister.
Exactly. Some forbidden magic that he discovered upon. So we need permission. And before we get permission, we obviously would have to do like some missions, side missions, stuff like that.
Yeah, to get up.
We go talk to him. We try to... He does the whole, you help me you break me out, help me save my sister, and I will help you. But obviously we do that. We get in deep shit. But at the end of the mission, we like his sister finally dies from her curse. She succumbs to the curse, and obviously he wants us to try whatever we can to save her. But I think it would be a good like mid-section game point because it would show him like you've done enough, and everything you've done is just hurting other people.
Yeah,
like let go.
Yeah.
And that's when
he does have to go back to Azkaban because he did kill his uncle.
One thing I would love for a scene is if when his sister dies, her Patronus illuminates from her body and doesn't speak to him, because I hate when they do that whole dead spirit talking.
Yeah, Patronus.
But what if the Patronus just goes up to him, like embraces him in some way? Like, what would her Patronus be like?
I don't actually know. They
I'm
never
gonna be
actually
honest.
said.
I think butterfly.
Yeah,
Like if a flock of butterflies like kind of went around him and sort of like in an essence like he understands what they're saying.
Yeah,
forgive him for what he did, but
yeah,
telling him to move on, let go. Because how many times have we seen stories like that where it's almost like Mr. Freeze in Arkham. He wants to save his wife, but all the years he's tried, it's led to nothing but
heartache,
sorrow, and pain.
Hmm.
And then in the end of Arkham Knight's DLC, which is awesome, little rant thing, they should have brought Mark Hamill to do extra scenes for the DLC, because if you play it during the beginning of the game, we should have gotten Joker's comments on these villains, but no, instead, we got fucking, a Matter of Family DLC where we get to see a prequel, and it doesn't matter. I just went off on the wrong game, didn't I?
Yep. Getting back to Hogwarts.
It would have been a great thing where he learned to let go of his sister, and yeah, he goes to Azkaban peacefully.
Yeah, because he, again, did kill his uncle.
Although he does give us the book that he was hiding.
Yeah.
So we can learn out. Yeah.
And that does help us on some leads and all that.
It is. And obviously we don't have an exact idea, but I think it could be a new revolution of dark wizards. Like, what if they're trying to recruit, like, not recruit, but like, almost like brainwashing a little bit. Like,
so indoctrination.
Like hexing the students.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're not going to do it willingly.
Yeah.
And it would be this whole mastermind manipulating them and all this.
Yeah.
It would be really fun.
And just to put in a plot twist just for fun, it's one of the new students, one of the first years, is the mastermind behind all of this.
I think that would be too much because so many games have done stuff like that. I say one of them is hexing another.
Yeah.
But they're not the mastermind. They're more like a lieutenant.
Yeah.
What if it was a student from another school, a professor hexing a student from us, but being handled by a professor from one of the other schools.
Ooh, yeah, that would work.
Get that kind of triangle crisscross going.
Yeah, that would work.
Obviously, we don't know the entirety of what could happen, but these are just ideas.
Yeah. So let's move on.
So now we move on from story to gameplay.
Yeah. One thing I want to get out of the way first: the flying mechanic in the game for the broom.
Yeah.
The brooms are finicky when you're trying to fly.
I had a better time flying as Starscream in Transformers War for Cybertron. And that game is 10 years old. I still play it, and the mechanics are better than nowadays.
Using the one as an example, say you're flying straight. You turn that way, and then you try to turn, and you just go flying off in another direction. It's
so finicky, and can't even... Like, I can barely do the obstacle course part.
Yeah.
It's laggy, too.
On the game, for the PlayStation, I finally managed to beat the record twice. The third time I had to wait for it to say, "Oh, you've done this 3 times. Would you like to skip?" Yeah. On the PC, I just skipped every single time because I kept failing.
Another thing for gameplay. Obviously, it's nothing going to be super spectacular. I mean, there's no real platforming in Hogwarts Legacy.
Aside from
In terms of, like...
Aside from a couple Merlin trails where you have to hop from one item to the next.
In terms of, like, super jumping and, like, climbing things, there's no real...
No, like, you can climb you can climb up ledges and in that, but...
I think they should, because it's been a year, they should, like, build up new areas, new sections that were kind of closed off, like the Dark Forest.
No, you were able to go in the Dark Forest.
Yeah, but was it really? It felt more like when we went there, it was just nighttime.
Yeah,
and it wasn't done much.
No, like you went in there for some story missions and murder trials and ancient magic repository.
Exactly.
Bullcrap. Yeah.
Oh, honestly, going back to the story, obviously you can select which house you want to be in and continue your story there.
Yeah, like if you start as a Gryffindor, you continue as a Gryffindor, or if you wanted to make your character.
Basically, it doesn't matter. Basically, it doesn't affect the previous game much.
It does. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It just, if you want to continue as a Gryffindor, you can. Slytherin, Hufflepuff,
exactly.
Ravenclaw. It doesn't affect that. If you wanted it to, if you wanted the sequel to affect it, they would make you stay in whatever house you chose, and you would have to transfer over the data from your game, and it would show.
That would take a lot to do that.
Not really.
Well, you know what I mean.
But just leaving it free option to pick whatever house you want. Yeah.
Also, okay, I know this is kind of gameplay wise, but it's kind of traversal. I just want to ask one freaking question. Who at this company thought it was a good idea to put loading screens at every goddamn door in Hogwarts?
It's not just Hogwarts. It's also some doors in Hogsmeade that do that.
Do you see that? Get rid of it.
Oh, that worked. Already, that worked.
All honesty, of course an idiot like that would put a charm on every single fucking door. That would put a loading screen every 30 seconds!
Hey, that's only for the PlayStation 1, for the PlayStation ports. Certain doors have a thing where you have to hold down, in normal cases, it's the square button. You have to hold down the square button and it does that stupid little circle bullshit. Then it goes into another then it goes into an actual loading screen, and then it goes into a second loading screen, and then you get outside.
Seriously, what were they trying to do? Make everything a little bit longer just because the doors won't open? I mean, if it was a story-wise, like you need to learn this spell in order to unlock the door, well, I completely understand that. But it's every door!
Yeah, and for when you have to unlock Alohomora, the unlocking spell, do a different side quest than the freaking groundskeeper.
Yes.
Because I hated getting the demigeistes. You had to get it was 10 and then 13.
10, 13 what?
No, to upgrade the spell from 1 to 2, you had to get 10, and from after that it was just 3 extra, and that was just to unlock
also,
third level.
Can we not upgrade spells like their special abilities in a video game, like their gun modifications? Can we not also go back to Harry Potter Deathly Hallows video game where each spell was like a gun thing?
Well, this time it wasn't really like that.
No, I know, but the way they're upgrading spells, it feels like...
Well, they're just enhancing them slightly. It's not a full improvement.
I say they ditched that because it's a pain in the ass to grind for, especially if certain puzzles or certain parts of the game, you need a spell at a certain level. Yeah. Because then you're grinding, and then you go to this one section where you need, this spell at a certain level, so you'll be grinding and grinding.
Let's have the first section of the game learning all these different spells that you need throughout the game.
Ed, this is a better idea, and you can agree or disagree with me, whatever you want. I say your spell's level depends on your level. As you level up, the spells you have will level up too. So that's why when you get a new spell, they will still be at the exact same level as you are, but it's going to take longer for it to unlock its
potential.
Its potential. Like, you can still use it, but until you get to your next level,
it's not going to be as effective.
It won't be as effective as the new ones. So it gives you a brand new ability, but you still need to master it before
before, yeah, and you learn, and again, like I said, we can do that, but have it as learn all of the spells that we'll need throughout the rest of the game, throughout the first section of the game.
First hour, 2 hours, 3 hours if it's an extra spell.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that? Like the level up system
that would work, but
accompanying with your spells, not just the spells that you have equipped with you, but all of them.
Yeah. Also, the other thing that should be at least removed from the game is the beast hunting system. We did that.
They did that just because Fantastic Beasts was still going on,
well, it was
and they needed to add it in. It's pointless. It's basically Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, the Dream Eaters stuff.
Yes. Also, for the shops, for earning the galleons, make the stuff that you buy from the shops not super expensive. Like there's some of the vendors sell a broom for 5,000. You'd have to grind that out twice because there's 2 shops that sell them.
Plus, sell off all your bad shit.
Plus, selling off all the bad shit. That's increase the prices on what they sell. Like for the lower tier items.
Did you know there was a basic robe in the game for about 25,000?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Bullshit.
It was in blue.
Yeah.
You think I get the canon Angry Joe joke?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so we handled the gameplay stuff. We handled a bit of the story. So we talked about some of the stuff that they can add, like the new level system.
Right. I almost forgot that they need to remove one kind of quest stuff.
Hang on. Hang on. I'm just forming this so I can't hear you for the next couple minutes. So have at it.
So in Hogwarts Legacy, there is a quest line that makes you play a game called Summoner's Court. And if you couldn't tell by the tone of my voice, I hate this side quest. Because you're literally using Accio to pull balls towards you to earn points between 10, 20, 30, and 50. There are 100 points, but those are only in the last 2 portions of the fucking missions. It's so infuriating because there's traps that either send your balls to lower points or just straight off the goddamn field. And I've had to play against these people for anywhere from 8 to 13 times. It's just a stupid fucking game that never needed to be in. There was so many different ways that they could have introduced Accio in the game. Summoner's Court is just goddamn fucking stupid.
No. He's never been like this before. This is all new.
Yeah, I'm done talking about it now.
No, dude, I'm talking to the voice. Didn't you hear that?
No, yeah, I heard about the voice. I heard the voice, and but I'm done talking about that stupid quest line now.
Take a drink, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so aside from his rant, another thing that they need to remove. What was it that also needed to be removed? Oh, we're going into the classes, which honestly weren't bad. They were just not as, because I remember them being a lot more fun in the computer game, and I only played them when I was at my cousin's house when I was a kid.
Yeah, they were. Like, potions class is fine because it teaches you at least what you're supposed to brew. But the way you actually brew them is not the way you do it in the slight mini game.
Yeah, they do it more like every single one where you're preparing a charm, when you're preparing a potion or a plant.
Well, the plant mechanic, you're just putting a seed in a pot.
But everything is on timers, like a mobile game. Like when you're waiting for something.
Well, the plants, yeah, that makes sense.
The potions and everything else, dude, it shouldn't be.
No, because you're literally sitting at the potion, mixing them up. It's like, yeah, you're going to spend that time, but you at least make us do the mechanic. Like,
what they should have done, I'm sorry for cutting you off there.
No, go ahead, it's fine.
What they should have done is had each one be their own kind of QTE mini game. Like if you're doing...
Yeah, like when you first learn how to do potion, when you first learn to make a wiggle well potion, they literally make you do a mini game where you have to
select the ingredients.
It automatically selects it for you, but you just tap a button and it does
adds.
It adds
stir this way. Stir this way. Yeah. Crank up the heat.
Well, you don't really have to crank up the heat. It's automatically at the temperature you need.
But what if certain potions need to be at certain temperatures?
They all need to be at the same temperature.
Well, you know what I mean, like to prepare them properly.
Again, they would
add each ingredient and a certain amount of the ingredient in order to create the potion, and depending on how well you do, will increase the effectiveness or ineffectiveness of your potion. Yeah. That way, it will teach you better how to like.
Yeah, like for again the wiggle potion, the healing potion for anyone.
There we go.
If you screw it up too much, it will
not work.
It won't work properly, or it could
damage you.
Of course, you could use that in combat by throwing it out.
Nope, because they wouldn't allow that. You have to actually take the potions. You can't just throw a potion that you can't use.
Well, no.
If it's a bomb potion,
like Thunderbird, like a Thunderbird potion, you literally just throw it down and it shoots down a bolt of lightning.
But if you do it wrong, it reverses and it doesn't do nearly as half the damage.
Yeah.
So adding stuff like that would make the people actually feel like they're screwing up the potions or excelling at it.
Yeah. The one thing that they can't let you make is the liquid luck potion.
Yeah. Imagine a side mission where you actually do that to get a reward.
To actually get the liquid luck potion. Because if you pre-ordered the game for PlayStation, you actually get that potion and can have it brewed in your brewing stands.
Yeah.
It doesn't... It does somewhat of what it does in the movie, but...
Yeah. Continuing on with the classes, we need more of it. We don't need just for them teaching us spells, showing us how to make stuff, and that's it.
Like, introducing us to the teachers through one class and then having us go back to another.
Have us do side missions for each of the professors. Not having
the assignments just to learn new spells. Like, actually do something meaningful
with them, to connect with them.
For Professor Garlic, we could have...
dude, you just said Professor Garlic. Everyone's favorite potato. Wait a minute. What is with bi or gay women being redheads, wearing green, and interested in plants?
Someone has a fetish out there for that kind of thing.
Yeah, aside from the skin color, I don't see a difference between these two. Okay. For those of you who probably didn't see it, it was Poison Ivy and Garlic.
Yeah. So, going back. Garlic's mission, you could have her say that, let's say that her mission involves around her girlfriend. Her girlfriend gets captured. You have to help her get her girlfriend back.
Really? We're gonna turn the wife, the girlfriend of the best teacher in the game, into a damsel in distress?
Would you prefer Professor Garlic being the damsel in distress?
Actually, you know what? I don't think we should, because there's probably artwork of that.
Exactly why
I say, instead of doing that, what if we help their relationship more? Like, maybe it's a little bit in turmoil because she's teaching so much. So what if we do some small things for her and some things behind Garlic's back to kind of help her out? And then it leads to going to groves with different plant ingredients.
Yeah. And the end of the side quest is...
A proposal!
A proposal! Yes! Exactly!
Yeah!
And then at the end of the game,
technically, you would have to. I mean, unless the game tracks how far you did the side missions, like other games do, then
we could actually attend the wedding.
An epilogue mission.
An epilogue mission where we attend their wedding.
Yes, dude.
Because that would be awesome.
We should.
Speaking of romances.
Fuck.
We need that in the game. Because we had friendship quest lines.
Keep that on hold, man. We're still on the fucking professors right now.
All right.
For Defense Against the Dark Arts, instead of doing... Okay, seriously. What was with that magical duel fight club thing? Why... Okay, first off, why are we fighting hordes of students if it's a fight club? Also, the professors know about it!
Yeah, it's not a secret. Like, in your first assignment in the first game, you literally get told by Professor Hackett, the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, to go to Fight Club and fight in Fight Club.
Seriously! Did we say Fight Club too many times? I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
Like, for him! Like, the Defense Against the Dark Arts guy, he's cool. Oh, the girl?
Yeah, it's a girl.
Right, she's good. But at the same time, we need to know more about that because it's
She's an ex-orc.
we don't know anything about that. What if her thing is that someone from her past is coming back to get her?
Yeah, and we do a whole quest line to stop that person and
To find out who it is.
and stop them. Yeah.
I mean, and I swear to God, if we get one fucking escort mission...
Oh, thank God there was none.
I was really surprised there were no escort missions. I was so surprised.
You do have them in some
No, where they do nothing.
But these ones don't. They actually fight with you. Which is good, because it's not an escort mission. It's a fight thing.
Hang on. Time spell for a second. Time spell. Going back to the story bit a bit. So, in the beginning, like, first couple hours, first we think maybe it's the trolls who are trying to get revenge on Hogwarts for what they did to
Ranrock.
Obviously, we decide to work on that. It's not that. We go to something different, and going back to our professors.
Yeah.
For Potion Dude,
Professor Sharp.
we could understand more about his past and why he's the way he is.
Yeah, like, how the hell did he get that limp?
Yeah, like, what if we did it like a mission where we do this? Like, we go inside of his memories a little bit.
Oh, yeah, because there's a spell that allows that.
So we do it more like maybe he obliviated his own memory so he wouldn't have to remember it. And maybe it's like a painful backstory where he couldn't save his family and he shattered his memories and it's in parts and bits of the castle. And by doing more potions, I mean, by exceeding more in the classes, we get to do more of the side missions once we progress further.
Yeah.
So what if for his side mission, maybe in the dungeon part of the castle, all of his memories are in certain parts there because those are the most dangerous parts of the castle. So he made sure no one could find them. And as we get each one, either by doing a puzzle or maybe a mini boss fight, like with statues, like before.
Yeah. Yeah, that could
We
work.
could understand his story and see, like, his life before Hogwarts, like, how happy he was. But then something happened to his family where he got his injury, and the memories are just too painful for him.
In one of the, you can go back in the game and talk to all the professors and get a little more backstory from them. The flying teacher gives you a backstory about how she was almost on a specific Quidditch team.
Yeah.
And how that disastrous. Like, we could do something involving that. Like,
We could encourage her instead of, like, hanging on to the past about that.
Move on from that.
Not just to move on, but embrace, like, students who aren't that good at Quidditch but they want to be, and encourage her while helping the student practice when the professor says that, like, you'll never succeed.
Yeah.
We help them, and it helps her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Each one shouldn't be the same, though. Each professor mission should never be the same.
No. No.
So, I think we got a pretty good handle on this. Oh, speaking of which, who in their right mind thought it was a good idea to not have Quidditch in the game?
The reason was for that because they ran out of time to put it in.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's the only reason they didn't do it. That, and some people speculate that they just didn't want to bother putting it in. That's why because of the injury that happened, Quidditch is canceled.
Did they even say what the injury was?
No. Not specifically, no.
So,
Because of last year's injury on the Quidditch court, this year's Quidditch season is canceled.
hang on.
Yeah.
It's the of course thing.
Yeah. It's like, and he also says, "Be lucky I'm not canceling flying altogether."
Seriously, this guy's a dick.
Yeah, like in missions where we're supposed to go into the restrictions in the library, with Professor Fig, Professor Black literally walks in and says, "Fig, you need to come with me. Whatever you're doing, I don't give a shit. Come with me."
Like, seriously! And the award for obvious bad guy who isn't a bad guy, Professor Black!
Yeah. Which is also the ancestor of Sirius Black.
Obviously.
But yeah.
I mean, I do like the canon stuff that they have been doing in this game to kind of give the lore its own little thing.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to be honest about something. Okay, going to stuff that can be removed. All these goddamn collectibles!
Like, remove some of them.
Like,
there
is so many collectibles, it's not even funny.
Let's not do the field guide bullshit.
No!
We don't collect that anymore.
We don't need it.
No, we don't need it because we've already done that and it's done with. Get rid of the beast collecting crap.
Yep. What else can be, your ball game.
Yes, remove that. Remove that immediately.
What else can be removed? I don't know. Everything else.
The collecting the gear stuff is fine. That can be left in because
the mini puzzles throughout we'll get to the puzzles in a bit because we talked about how we can make those sufficiently better side missions.
The only real puzzle, there are some puzzles, but there is one puzzle system that's in there, and it revolves around the spell Depulso. It's basically just moving giant blocks around and putting them into certain positions.
Think the game Catherine, but without magic.
But without
pulling out blocks.
Yeah, it's mainly just moving using Pulso and Accio.
Yep.
Just to move objects around. It has you can reset if you make a mistake. But
yeah.
Also, don't make your character instantly die the moment they get hit slightly by these blocks.
Now that you brought up the character, there is something else they should really highlight. Better customization for the character.
Oh yeah, especially with the voice system.
Like, seriously.
It's either somewhat sounding like Harry Potter, but with a slight
somewhat British,
to just completely robotic,
somewhat Indian,
and this just for the male for a second, and the female version is normal pitch to super high computer pitch.
No, seriously, we tested them out. Like when we were building my character, I was so shocked that they even included that. I thought they were gonna have like a regular voice,
and then a deeper voice, and then a same thing for the female. Like it would be just a regular voice, and then a higher pitch voice.
Did enjoy the customization of eyes, hair. The lips thing and the ears thing don't really matter. No. The skin tone, the hair.
You can give them a scar on their face.
I do enjoy that.
Like, those are good to be left in, but it's the voice thing. Just have a selection of between preset voices, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, have about make a male character sound like a female, or vice versa.
Have like 10-ish for each.
Like 5 for the male, 5 for the female.
No, 10 each. So 20 voices.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's a lot, but there's so many people in the world, so
true.
So make it sound authentic. And I do enjoy, like, get different people from different nationalities to do these lines. That way, you have people, so everyone from every nationality can be in Hogwarts. And I know that sounds like I'm just trying to get a grab for people of equality. It's not.
It's not.
Because Hogwarts is inclusive.
Yeah, because there's Indian characters. There's all sorts of characters.
There's so many.
Yeah. Including a literal trans person.
He is honestly one of my favorite characters in the game. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Went from male to female.
Seriously, that is amazing.
Yeah. And runs the 3 broomsticks, so.
Yeah. I do. She needs to make a return for more side missions.
Yeah, because she has one side mission. We have to go get a box of letters. That's it. That's her side mission.
Okay.
And, yeah, she does help you out in the first.
I say we continue to combat now.
Oh yes, combat. Yes.
Which I do love the combat.
Yeah, like get rid of like the only.
But again, eliminate the leveling up system for like. Enhancing the powers, have the spells level up with you, and any new ones will have to wait until you get to the next level before you can unlock it. Continuing,
yeah, and get rid of the 3 unforgivable curses.
Get rid of them.
We no longer have the person that can teach us these curses.
Well, technically, since we already learned them, wouldn't we already know them? Kind of.
Not that you could have easily.
Unless we do the whole video game sequel. obliviate all of your fucking armor, all the stuff that you spent the last game digging through, all the dead bodies you had to search through in order to get all this armor and all this weapons and all the colors and all these abilities, and everything is just
Obviously,
gone.
That's going to be happening. Because,
Yeah.
And then so that way,
If we get cursed, like the scenario we set, if we get cursed, and maybe that's why.
Maybe.
Like the curse kind of mexes with our mind and stuff, so we have to kind of relearn some stuff. I mean, obviously we still know who we are, but our magical ability was drained.
Yeah.
Ooh, we just...
Yeah. So basically, the God of War scenario?
Yes! And also Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda.
Yeah. Forgot about that one. But
we are literally coming up with this game as we speak.
Mind you, this is all just ideas that we're coming up
with
for this.
Portkey Games, if you watch this, if you're out there looking for ideas...
We just handed you a shit ton.
We've handed you the golden goose.
Yep.
Okay, so combat. Obviously, we need to kind of dial down on the horde style fighting. I mean, with monsters, yes. With giant insects, yes.
Yeah.
With giant mini bosses, yes.
Sure.
Wizards, we don't need to be swarmed.
No, maybe having one or two wizards fight you at a time, that's fine. But not 4 or 6 at a time.
Bringing me back to they need to bring in by removing the fight club. We bring wizard dueling. Yeah. And continuing on to that, the boss fights. E tells me there were 3 boss fights in this game.
There were 3 legitimate boss fights. There were mini bosses, but they were also surrounded by a horde fight.
Yeah, so it's not so much fun fighting a boss if you're fighting all the small guys.
Yeah, and with the 3 boss fights, there's only one that you can't use the killing curse in because it doesn't affect the boss at all.
Yeah.
And it's the end game boss.
Yeah, that's kind of that. I said that they should have capped the abilities of the 3 curses during boss fights. Like the fact that you're fighting like a main threat, your abilities aren't sure because you might die.
Yeah, like the two bosses that you can use the killing curse on are Harlow and Rookwood.
Yeah.
The lieutenant and his boss.
So I say for boss fights, again, we eliminate the 3 curses.
Yeah,
for boss fights, if they're wizards, we fight 1 to 2 of them. If they're monsters, then yeah, we can have like a small horde of smaller monsters.
Yeah, but not an excessive amount.
And for like the big bosses, like the monsters how we somewhat find throughout the game.
Yeah, like the troll. Okay, so there are trolls in the game.
Yeah.
You usually fight 1 or 2 at max.
Imagine a bigger one.
Like if there was an even bigger, like if there was a troll that was slightly taller than
kind of like what we fought in Hogsmeade.
Yeah, but slightly bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that could work, yeah.
We covered basic. Okay. And we are back. Sorry, guys. Camera had to died really quickly. Okay. Before we continue to this next bit, I just want to show you how the boss fights would basically go. Seriously.
This is if you've
learned this is what the boss fights are like with the forgiving curses.
Again, if you've learned the killing curse. Hadouken! Yeah, that's basically it.
And I actually hit my head on that.
Ouch.
I am not editing this out.
Yeah. Now, although, leave with the Dark Wizards, at least half of them know at least 1 or 2 of the curses, and then put in a spell to counter either Crucio or Imperio.
Or, again, we just leave those curses for the bad guys.
Yeah, but have counter spells on our side for
exactly. That's where the defense against dark arts would come in handy.
Yeah, because there are spells that defend against Crucio and Imperial.
And now we're going into honestly one of my favorite parts of the game that I didn't get to do as much of: the puzzles. Okay, guys, you can't have all the puzzles in your whole game be for every single house.
Yeah, it kind of made the puzzles war. Because when you complete one house, you knew how to do them for the rest of them. Like the Pulso puzzles, the one that you start, that you have to go get a specific outfit in. It's literally just Accio it towards you, Depulso it away from you, and to basically make it go to a specific area you need it to go. It's like, why?
How we fix this is actually a pretty fun idea.
Yeah, like for Ravenclaw, make them more
have
intellectual.
puzzles be specific to your house, and as you complete them, you obviously won't get like armor or a new wand after you get them. You'll get like, what if it's like
new wand handles are still fine.
I say, let's do exactly like Assassin's Creed. Like, all those, like, to get that ultimate armor thing?
Yeah.
What if we learn more about our house? Like, during these puzzles, we get small cutscenes that kind of give us the memories of, like, old memories of the people who created the houses.
Godric Gryffindor.
Eleanor Ravenclaw, Helga Hufflepuff, and Salazar. Like, after you complete a puzzle, you get a bit of, like, small cutscene about their previous life.
Yeah, and you can unlock their specific armor set.
Yes.
Like, Godric Gryffindor would have that actual armor.
Yep.
Slytherin would have whatever.
Dark robe.
Dark robes.
Helga Ravenclaw would have, like, something that's real jewel encrusted. Like, really elegant.
Encrusted dress and that. And Helga Hufflepuff would have a more flowery kind of dress.
Flabbery?
Flowery.
Oh.
Yeah, like she has a bunch of flowers all over it, and
each one would boost you in a certain aspect. Like Hufflepuff would boost you with your plants, Slytherin would boost you with your attack power, Gryffindor would boost up your defense, and Ravenclaw would boost up your spellcaster, like your recharge for spells.
Yeah.
Ravenclaw, like we were saying, would be more intellectual puzzles. Like, obviously, they'll all have intellectual puzzles. But most of them would be like riddles where, like, no. Hang on, Ed, hang on. You might want to move over a little bit. I said the magic word. Or was I? Get the fuck out of here before I demolish you. Good. Riddler. Every time I do riddles on this channel,
he pops up.
Yep. So I had to do it.
Yeah.
So have riddles be around, like that reference to a certain room or a certain statue or a certain area on the grounds where you will have to figure it out, and that will solve the puzzle.
Yeah, and let's say for Slytherin, they're more clever and sneaky kind of people. So
exactly,
a stealth puzzle where you have
wait. Before you stop watching, let us explain how the stealth would work.
Okay, so you have disillusionment, which basically turns you invisible. You have, in the puzzle, you would have statues that have detection spells, even if you're invisible. And if you get detected, you have to restart the whole thing over again. So that's how that would work.
Unless you used a spell that would kind of make the sentry blind for a bit.
They're
kind of like a spell, like a stupefy, which would kind of affect the statue for a little bit, where it wouldn't work, allowing you to sneak past. Because if there was like two sentries, because obviously as the game,
stupefy is the stunning spell, but there are spells that blind.
It would still work because as the story and the game goes on, the puzzles would get harder.
You could stupefy the statue and make it stop moving for a bit. That way you can sneak around it.
And these would be the puzzles that are specific to the memory sections, like in order to, like, obviously there would be the logic puzzles that would unlock special stuff for each one, but these puzzles would be specific for that house. So if you want to do these puzzles and learn about the
houses and the
you would have to replay the game again. Okay, yeah, you'd have to do the generic ones too, but it would also be doing the specific ones. Gryffindor would be more combat based puzzle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like defeat a certain amount of enemies or something generic like that.
Or what if it wasn't enemies? What if it was more like to test your ability? Like
in the one wizarding duel, you had to
use certain spells.
Like you had to use the basic one, of course, but you had to use other specific ones like Accio or Depulso or something like that.
Finish the fight without taking damage at least 5 times. repelling a spell a number of times, using a certain spell in order to cause a certain status effect.
Yeah.
And for Hufflepuff, using items.
Yeah.
Using potions, using...
Like Endurus, Maximum.
Using the plants.
Yeah, which would be the Chinese chomping cabbage.
I think I had that for dinner last night.
So, wait, the cabbage tried to eat you?
No, it was delicious, though. It's good with spring rolls. But yeah...
you do something like that. You have... Hell, even bring back... Even using the
Or-
Mandrake in a fight for
Or for Hufflepuff, doing small side missions for the people of Hogsmeade, like to show that because Hufflepuffs are basically kind people, so helping out others.
Yeah. Also, do actually bring back the fact that you can own your own shop in Hogsmeade. Like, bring that back. Like, you still have to, like, you have to still do that.
And now going back to
quickly going to that. But make it so you can sell more than just clothes.
Yeah.
Also, and this is for store system, your Wiggenweld potions, you're only allowed to carry 25. Increase that amount to a higher number. And make it so you can sell off your Wiggenweld potions, and then so you can get more. Because the moment you reach cap, that's it. You can't get any more, even if you want to. And it was bloody annoying.
Speaking of annoying...
Also, get rid of the item limits for gear you can hold on to. Because they're wizards. They would have an infinite storage bag on hand at any given time.
Seriously, are you going to be talking about Mary Poppins and Halloween Town?
Actually, I was referring to Hermione's bag of infinite holdings, but...
Halloween Town and Harry Poppins did it first.
Yeah.
And now for the part that E can't wait to talk about. Friendship/relationship side missions.
Yes, they need to be. So you had 2 female side characters in the game that you obviously befriended, but you could have easily romanced them.
Also, the part where we said like 3 students from each of the schools, at least have one of them be romanceable from each school.
Yeah, and if you want, and also, if you're playing a male character, yeah, make it so you could date a guy character in the game.
Yeah.
Or if you're playing a female character, same thing.
I'm going right to Bo Battens.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah.
This is your shit, man.
And bring in relationship quests. And make it so you can be either straight, gay, or you can have...
Whatever.
Or both. You could go for both.
Plus, it's not like we're going to be doing a late night swim section of the game.
No, it's just you go on, you do a little quest where guys are on a bloody date, and you have to do a quick time event for romantic options. Like, do something like that. Like, just work up.
Sorry, I was picturing the late night swim thing. I've been playing Life is Strange too much.
Yeah, but again, just bring in a relationship.
Yeah, seriously, do something with it.
Yeah. And hell, make it at the end of the year, whoever you decide to romance, you either at some point during the whole school year, you got engaged with them, or
we don't really need to get engaged after dating for 1 year,
or do something interesting. And for the Professor Garlic, going to her wedding, that would be something
for the epilogue mission.
For the epilogue mission, that would be fun.
Easy.
And obviously, whatever house you're in would automatically win the house cup, because...
Yeah, because a Gryffindor isn't headmaster yet, so he can't bullshit everything.
Nope, but they did actually, but every house in the game, whatever house you chose, like if you chose Gryffindor, they would win. If you chose Slytherin, they would win. Hufflepuff would win, something like that.
Yeah.
And actually put in a points system. Like they did in the first, like they did for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone game. Stone game. They actually had a point system where you earned points and you lost points, but yeah.
Yeah.
Do something like that.
They added that, and Hagrid started looking like this.
Right, yeah.
Although, I do agree with you. The point system could work. Like, depending on how good you do in a class or how bad you do it.
Earns you points or gets points
subtracted. If you out past a curfew, like, they should have a curfew system.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
wait.
if you get detected in the curve by the people patrol by the.
But wait,
prefects-
how would that work though? Because
Well,
what
they
if
would
you
have
have to?
prefects.
But what if you had to do missions at night?
That's where the disillusionment charm comes into play.
Was there that kind of thing in this game?
When you had to go into the restrictions section, yes. And there were certain areas that were off limits that you had to have the disillusionment charm, mainly just when you unlock the Lohomora.
Okay. And also, why isn't there the Grand Hall?
Well, there is. It's just you don't access it all that much.
Seriously, why isn't the Grand Hall there?
Well, it is just not.
You know what I mean?
There's no quest. There's no quest involving you to go there specifically. But yeah, I know.
Well, it could be a greeting area.
Yeah, that would be a good thing. Yeah.
Oh my god!
We only go there for one side mission for one of the friends in school, and that's the one who gets put in a wheelchair at the end of her quest line.
Yeah. I'll get her.
Oh, no,
I'll get
also,
her the Barbara Gordon guidebook.
You know. Yeah, the girl that deals with the animal stuff. You meet her out in the
Woods.
No, Hagrid's hut, basically.
Whichever.
Yeah, that's where you meet her and do her whole thing.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I would love if they had this game. Why don't we ever see snow?
Well, we do. It's just
no, we don't.
Actually, no, we do see snow. There is actual snow in the game. It's just it goes away really quickly once you progress through the systems.
Okay, fair enough.
There is a winter season, and they do have Christmas. I did actually see Christmas trees in there.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like I do love all the ideas that we've come across. Yeah. What to take away, what to add.
Yeah, but if you do if they do the winter system again, at least put it in so you have to wear so your clothes have to have an extra layer of warmth to them.
Yeah.
Like actually have the seasons in the game
because
affect your character.
It would be really awkward seeing a summer. Oh no, wait, it wouldn't be that awkward, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Well, I think we covered everything. Story potential, gameplay, combat, side missions, what to improve, what to be taken away.
Oh, actually, there's one other thing, and this is for comment-wise. So, in challenges, you only get to defeat a certain amount of enemies. But after you defeat that certain amount of enemies, you no longer get experience from defeating those enemies.
Wait, really?
If you defeat over 100 dark wizards, once you complete that challenge line, you cannot get experience from them. Once you defeat all the spiders, the goblins, the trolls,
they need to bring
things.
They need to bring Dementors into this game, and for us to do. Oh my god!
Outside of the one quest where you go to Azkaban and see a teacher, go Expecto Patronum.
Ed, I just thought of another customization. We get to pick our own Patronus. Our own animal! Our own animal!
That would be fun.
Dude!
I would love that.
Think about it. They could have a catalog of so many animals.
Both real and fictional for...
Patronuses are technically real life animals. Or actual animals.
Well, you could also add a dragon Patronus or something like that. Or what are the other mythical creatures that you see through the whole Harry Potter world?
Patronuses are an animal that represents you, and they're mostly live, real animals.
Yeah, but there could be one that could be, say, a hippogriff.
I know what you're saying, Ed, but it's not with what the lore is. The lore is that they're always real animals. Otters, deers, Jack Russell Terriers.
Yeah, but they could at least play with the rhyme a little bit.
They could play with it. So,
but they would have to obviously get JK approval. But
obviously, it would only work during a certain part of the game where you learn the defense, because the Dementors would be coming out. Because maybe someone has escaped Azkaban, but they don't know who.
Yeah.
Not that they've been obviously they're not going to do a Polyjuice potion again, because number 4 already did that. We're already stealing from number 4.
Well, the first game did that again where you had to dress up as Professor Black for Apology Potion.
What if someone escaped from Azkaban, but no one knew who they were because their crimes were so horrid that their face was never shown, their name was never even released. Yeah. They just referred to something, and they're hiding out in Hogwarts.
Yeah, and
this whole double this whole inter-school thing is the perfect cover to hide.
Yeah. And you have to learn the Patronus in order to defend yourself and others against that. And the first time you
At
use
first,
it,
it's just the light wave. And then, as in Defense Against the Arts, we learn more about it. And that's when our Patronus takes shape.
Yeah, and we can either, and in combat, we can either, if we're just doing it against a single Dementor, we can either have the animal show up, and if it's multiple, we have that giant wave.
Wave, yes.
Yeah.
Dude, we literally gave them...
Because in the one mission in Harry Potter where you actually get to go to Azkaban and you see it, you actually do see that wizard's...
But the problem is, it's barely a mission.
Yeah,
I watched it.
Yeah, you're literally just going to talk to someone, and that's it.
Like, you just go about, like, barely 10 minutes, and it's over.
Yeah.
No combat.
No combat.
No puzzle. No sneaking around.
No.
Sneaking around Dementors.
That would work, yeah.
That would be fucking amazing.
Yeah. Obviously, we would still have our ability to see Thestrals, because we did witness death several times, considering that we kill a bunch of people.
Seriously, in this one game, we saw more death than Harry did in his entire year, all of his years, which is weird. Wait, you only saw one.
Cedric and his uncle,
and Dumbledore,
and Dumbledore, yeah. And his mother died when he was a baby, so that
doesn't count because
he
would have been able to see them at first, but that's not really seeing her die. Because he couldn't conceive it.
Yeah, it's true, but he still technically saw it, but he's... Yeah.
Overall... Shoot. I hope that didn't damage it. Overall, all these ideas fit to what Hogwarts Legacy has been trying to do. Make the gamer feel like they're there.
Yeah.
And okay, yeah, story-wise, our ideas could use a few tweaks. But the building blocks are there. So, you know what? Portkey Studios, here. Take them all. Take our ideas and make the second game what it can be. Because the first game was praised.
Yeah. And obviously, we still have to keep the same wand that we would in the game.
Exactly.
Or if something could happen to our wand where we have to get a new one.
When we get hexed.
When we get hexed, our wand snaps and we have to go get a new one.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Also, highly increase the amount of times you have to play the game he hates. Oh, also add the chess puzzles.
Replace Summoning Core with Wizard's Chess.
Not just Wizard's Chess in general, but chess puzzles where you have to get checkmate within 3 moves. Easy. And they obviously do the animations, obviously, because, come on, who doesn't love that? It was used once in the movie, and it...
Well, twice.
You know what I...
The mini version and then the giant version.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Roo. I think that's it for this video. E, thank you for joining me in this.
Anytime.
Like, comment, subscribe down below, and join me next week where it's time for a top 13 where we're about to high-five the sky. This is Gamer K.
And Edison Waltz.
Logging out.